Here's Eunji.
Hello everyone. How are you doing today?
Good.
How have you been so far here? Good?
Good. Yeah.
I know it's quite long right now and you're getting tired. But you should pay attention to my presentation. Anyway, so let me start with some stories that actually happened in Korea a few years ago. There was one mother who got her 4-year-old kid to get a surgery which makes a tongue longer so that the kid could have good English pronunciation. And also there was another mother. She started to teach her baby before the kid was 2 years old, and she constantly showed English videos and English word cards to her kid before the kid had not even acquired the mother tongue, which is Korean. So I know the stories like this are not new any longer right now, because the whole world nowadays are overheated by English fever right now, as you all know. So Korea is not exception, and Korea is actually one of the countries that has high English fever phenomenon. So, despite of this tendency, in case of Finland, which always ranked the first or second place among OECD countries, and all areas such as mathematics, science, or English, it is even strictly prohibited to teach English letter to pre-elementary school kids. And so are most countries in Europe. The reason why is that it is considered that it is most important to let the kids grow their concentration ability, and to teach letters to kids can harm their concentration and a child's balance development. But I'm sure that Korean parents don't give up making their children go to English school, kindergarten, and the children are 4 or 5, and the school costs more than a university tuition in a year. And they're not gonna give up. Even if I even show them this article, which is about Finland, or even if the kid that I said earlier, who are taught English before 2 years old, now she is 6 years old and ended up having some learning and mental problem. And Korean children are gonna grow up and go to school and go to private English institution after school throughout their middle and high school, and then they will enter university and they will go to private TOEFL and TOEIC class after that. So for better school, or for better university, or for better job, for better status in the future, we are struggling with English all the time. So now then, you might think that Korean people are good at English really very much, because apparently They are studying English for such a long time. But I would say, as a Korean, not really. So there is a problem in that matter, Korea. So I'd like to talk about here today is what problem Korea has regarding English. So I want to show you guys a video clip first, and there would be in some Koreans, but I wanted to show you how it is like the class. This is toy class. This is teacher. So this is one advertisement of one toy class at English institution in Seoul. And I don't know if you are familiar to see that kind of thing. For me and for Korean, it's quite common to see it, especially every vacation season. So over around 200 students gathered in one class 7 in the morning, and just to take a toy class, that class, and do something like this. And actually I was there. I was one of them a year ago because I needed a score for exchange student program in my university. So I was there and I met many people, and I found that 80% of people there were preparing this test, toy class, just to get a job. So we studied during class, after class with classmates, back home at night, study every day, whole vacation, just to get one more point, to get high score enough to show the companies. But meanwhile, what's happening at company when they are recruited? So the companies don't even bother to take a look at the resume that has lower score than certain score they set. So let's say an employer is considering two applicants right now. So one has 900 to score, and the other is, let's say it's yours. Your resume has 500 to score. And the employer is see your resume and go through your resume and see your score, and yours is going to be trash, going to be tossed in the trash. Sorry for being so Germany, but it's quite true. They are not gonna look at you, how much experience you have, or how much you are motivated in this company, or how much you could be qualified in other ways, unless your score meets a given score. thing came across my mind. So TOEIC score 900 really tells good English ability? Well, I'd like to tell you about a friend of mine. And one day she called me and said, I feel really bad, I feel loser right now. I met a foreigner on the street, blah, blah, blah. So the story was like this. So my friend, was walking down the street and ran into one foreigner. The foreigner asked her some direction, showing a map, and where can I get there, blah, blah. And my friend, as soon as the foreigner talked to her, my friend got so nervous and stopped so that she couldn't speak out a word. But of course, she studied English before, but speaking was really hard for her. But she was the one whose TOEIC score was 900 TOEIC score. So, unfortunately, I have to admit that most of people who have a high score on TOEIC in Korea have the same problem. But think about it. 900 TOEIC score out of 990 is really high score. It's really high, it is. But, and according to ETS, Educational Testing Service, which conducts TOEIC and TOEFL tests, over 900 TOEIC score, you are supposed to be able to proceed agreement and contract with native speakers on behalf of your company. But in Korea, we can't even give simple direction in English with TOEIC score 900. And TOEIC score 900, with TOEIC score 900, we can't even understand CNN radio news. And then, now you can see there is problem with English in Korea. I think that's because in Korea, from elementary school to university, we focus on to get how to solve English tests or how to get high score on English tests like any other subject, such as mathematics or science. We just study English like any other subject. We don't learn English as a language. So now this assessment of English, TOEFL or TOEIC, is reliable to judge people?
No.
We first need to think about why we need to learn English in this age, and what will we do with this English ability. With English, we can exchange our ideas with any other countries. And with English, we can solve global problem together, and we can build good relationship with any other countries in the world. This makes the language English makes English truly meaningful, and these are why we need English nowadays. It's all about communication, and it can be achieved only by English score. So lastly, I would like to say that English is not a connection between you and multiple choice tests. English should be a connection between you and multiple people in different words. Thank you.
Thank you. I have to say one thing for one, Jingle, I would hire you. Don't worry. Don't worry. The score's low. Thank you. Yeah, quite an educational one. I'm sure we learned a lot. It just not coming. Well, we're down to one last presenter. And I think she's made it there.
Yes.
Our next
not right now.
feedback, yes. Photo. Okay, let's have some feedback here.
Your English is great, by the way. Your pronunciations are very good. That's the first thing I noticed right off the bat. I like when you said words like "think about it," where you want to get the audience involved. Instead of you just talking, asking the audience to participate is very important. So you did that well. And as well, giving the story is important when you're speaking in public. And you gave a story about what your friend, rather than just tell the problem, you put it out in a context of a real life situation. So audiences always like to hear stories about you or about what happened to you or your friends, and you gave a good example in that. One thing for everybody in the room, most of you hold the microphone a little too close. So it would be best to be held here. Just a little habit that we get into because we, can you hear me better now? So I would say about 5 or 6 inches from the mouth, this a little too close. That's one observation I made as well. Good pace and good inflection. So it wasn't monotone. Because you are going through this process yourself now, you could tell it had personal meaning to you. And I think that naturally allowed you picked the right topic because your natural ease showed that you were personally interested in it. It came across as a very sincere message. Good job.
Thanks. Okay, my thoughts exactly. Same. Yeah, the same thing. You spoke sort of with supreme confidence and really fluent style. It's amazing. I mean, you just seemed really professional, I think. Just the way you spoke and the way that you engaged the audience was just kind of flowed really naturally. And that was really nice to see. I think if you had moved out of that small space and maybe used the whole floor, kind of walked over here, it might have been even more engaging for the audience. But I think your talk today proves that, you know, even with a lot of small grammatical and English mistakes, a person can communicate something fairly complex for 20 minutes to everyone, which is pretty incredible. Okay, and I thought the same thing. You know, you said, but think about it. Things like that, where it's just, you know, you're not just reading. And you inserted into your presentation personal story, which makes it very interesting, which you did even at midpoint. You even used what is sort of a quote from what it means to have 900 TOEIC. What TOEIC says it means to have over 900, which is that you should be able to speak English, which is not true. So you use that. Okay? And just lastly, I'm surprised you needed to hold notes at all. Just, you didn't, because you didn't use it very much, so I was, you know, you probably didn't need to hold it. That's it.